Today we will be breaking down a new income ETF that is based on Berkshire Hathaway. As I'm sure you all know, Warren Buffett is widely known as one of the greatest investors of all time and has led the company to tremendous success. As you can see on the screen, OMAH is the ticker of this new ETF, and its official name is VistaShares Target 15 Berkshire Select Income ETF. Moving on down to the ETF overview, we can see that there are a few reasons to consider OMAH. The first reason to invest in the ETF is that it seeks to generate high monthly income by investing in a diversified equity portfolio and implementing a data-driven options investment strategy, also known as selling covered calls. The second reason listed is that it provides core equity exposure. The ETF provides large and mid-cap equity exposure that can be considered a portion of the core equity allocation in a well-diversified portfolio. The last reason listed is that you have access to professional options management. Investors can leverage the years of experience and the rigorous research process employed by the team managing VistaShares option-based income ETFs. Moving on down to the summary, we can see that the ETF offers investors a core equity portfolio that generally mirrors the 20 largest holdings of Berkshire Hathaway, as well as providing exposure to BRK.B directly, while leveraging the experience of the portfolio management team to seek to generate high monthly income. The primary objective of the ETF is to seek income and secondarily long-term capital appreciation. The fund's strategy involves two components, the first of which is investing in a portfolio of equity securities based on Berkshire and its top holdings, and secondly, generating income through an options portfolio. Primarily through the fund's option strategies, the fund seeks to achieve an annual income target of 15% distributed monthly. Looking at the fund's key information, we can see that the inception date was on March 5th of 2025, has a monthly distribution frequency and an expense ratio of 0.95%. Looking at the fund's distribution history, it looks like the first payout was for about 25 cents and the second one was for almost 24 cents. The next payout has an ex-dividend date of May 27th and will be paid on May 28th. Here we have the top 10 holdings of the fund. Number 1 is Berkshire Hathaway, followed by Apple, American Express, VeriSign, Bank of America, Kroger, Citigroup, DaVita, Visa, and Moody's Corp. There are more holdings in this ETF, these are just the top 10. Next, we can see the fund's exposure to various sectors of the stock market. The top sector is financials, followed by consumer staples, information technology, energy, healthcare, communication services, and consumer discretionary. Most of the fund is pretty diversified, other than the fact that it has 51% in financials. Looking at the total return of the fund with dividends reinvested, it seems like the fund has remained flat since inception. However, this is a very short time frame, and nobody really knows what the future performance of this fund will be like. If you're still here at this point in the video, I would greatly appreciate it if you would leave a like and subscribe to the channel. With that being said, the fund does have a strong foundation being based on Warren Buffett's holdings in Berkshire Hathaway. It is also notable that the fund has monthly distributions, providing investors with regular income. However, there are some potential downsides with the fund. The first downside is that the fund is capping potential upside by selling covered calls on the underlying assets. Also, the fund's expense ratio is quite high at 0.95%. Also, it's important for investors to understand that Warren Buffett is not directly involved in managing this ETF, it is simply based on his company Berkshire Hathaway and its underlying holdings. I am in no way a professional, however, if I had to guess, this fund will underperform Berkshire Hathaway. However, Berkshire Hathaway pays no distribution, and this ETF aims to provide a 15% monthly distribution. As always, I would encourage you guys to do your own research before investing in anything in the stock market. With that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video so far. Anyways, that's all I have for today, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.